Hello, everybody, and it's me, Irina Portnova, with Coach L, and we are here for another weekly episode of Love Connections. And today we are going to have an interesting conversation. Today we are going to be talking about personal space. Why would we need personal space when we are in relationship? L.
Because I think we all need that personal space because we all have our own the way that we have been living our lives prior to that relationship. So how are we gonna be in that space but still don't lose ourselves? That's the key to a successful relationship, to be able to know exactly what your needs are, embracing your emotions, and being able to communicate that to with your partner very authentically, very from your heart. So that's on the both sides, not just one side, both sides. So it's all about knowing how to communicate your your emotions and what your needs are to your
Mhm.
person. Yeah, so sometimes you need a personal space, actual space, to give yourself 10 minutes of the day, 15 minutes of the day, to when you come home from work, to be by yourself, to kind of regroup with who you are and then interact. Some people are like that. I had clients that they will talk about that, and uh, when they get home, their spouse would always say, "Oh, let's do this, let's do that," but one of the parties would be doesn't want to do, like, doesn't want to get into doing something else. When they get home, they need to relax, they need to have their own space and time. And when they communicate that to the partner, and they took that half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, that they can really regroup with who they are, then it's much easier to interact and both parties will be happy.
Mhm. You know what comes to my mind? First of all, it's just actually understand that we are our own individuals and we have
Yes.
our own needs. And no matter how in love people can be, we still require that time for ourselves. And I think it's very important, even just to feel that you are not burning yourself, right? Not burning out, meaning that sometimes we can feel overwhelmed or burnt out. So when
Right.
we have that personal space for ourselves, we actually give ourselves the time to recharge and to reflect. So then we appreciate more and we enjoy each other more when we come back to that space, right? And it also shows that we are liking our own company as well, because it's very important,
Yes.
and we know how to spend time with ourselves, right? And you know what, I think it's a great tool to just spend to have that space when people are emotionally charged, right? Whether this is a woman who can't control her emotions, she's angry or frustrated, or a man who is stressed out, right? Rather than lashing at each other, it's good just to stay apart and just give each other space, so that person can kind of, calm down, realize, like what exactly is going on, and then come back when they feel better. I think
Yes.
it's a great time
Essential.
to be apart.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about befriending your emotion. As you
Mm-hmm.
said, if there's some anger, there's some sadness, any kind of emotion is negative, that comes out, instead of like interacting with your partner, because it comes from that space of negative part, give yourself 5-10 minutes to be alone, to be with that sadness or anger, and just like think about it, give that boundary for yourself and your partner. So you will, after 10 minutes, maybe sometimes half a day, any kind of space that you need, when you come back and interact, it's not going to be the same way. So it's amazing how time and really holding that emotion and thinking about it and really processing it on your own, sometimes maybe a best friend, sometimes a coach, it would be easier to come back to that self and interact again.
You know what? I also want to point out about when we give each other space, it also gives us more long term happiness. Because when we understand that we give each other that freedom to be ourselves and pursue our own interests, because not always we like the same things, right? So
Right.
it's good when we appreciate each other differences, and we allow the freedom of our partner to, like, do what they like to do, meantime doing what we love to do. So I think it's great not to feel suffocated in that relationship. So for instance, I know for women it's important to get together like in a women's circle, right? Because the man can never give a woman energetically what a woman to a woman can, because our feminine energy is so much potent, right? So when I would go like to the space, we have like this center where they have like different activities for women that we do. And this is something, like we play games to figuring out the personalities. We draw the mandalas, we make the mandalas. It's like, like actually untying like different blocks that we have. So like different practices that we enjoy doing.
Right.
Obviously this is more like for women, right? And this is the space where I actually recharge my energy, and that's exactly what I love to do. So I totally understand when people want to have their personal space and enjoy things that they like to enjoy. And again, when couple just can spend time together, and the same time they can appreciate each other personal space, I think that makes that couple even stronger.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically what you're saying is it's a couple, but one of them wants to do, I don't know, play basketball, and the other person wants to go for a walk. And if they want to do different things, they can have their friends to play basketball, go for a hike or walk. Uh, and they always don't have to do everything together. They can just have those spaces and times that they dedicate to themselves, either walking by themselves or with a friend. And that's a special personal space and time that you give to ourselves, and then interact with our partner after. It's a different feeling.
You know what? The same thing like going to the spa, right? This is more like a
Yes.
women's thing, right? So it's good just to go like with my girlfriends and have the massage, have the manicure, pedicure, right? Just enjoy the time. So the same thing for the man, like you said, maybe they want to play sports, right? It's
Or
also just the time for
watch the
themselves.
sports, yeah, or watch. Yes,
Or watch
exactly.
exactly like with the company of other guys. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think it's amazing when people can really come to that agreement and have the space for each other. And also I think the like let's share like some of the tools how we can actually use the tools in order to practice that space, creating that space for ourselves and for our partner. So I think it's great even to plan activities, something that each one of us enjoy doing on their own, right?
Right.
And also it's good to have the open communication,
Yeah, that's the
discuss our
first key.
needs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Regular, it's good to have this conversation from time to time where we talk about for personal space and about the independence, right? And have the boundaries, express our boundaries, and to listen to our partner's boundaries.
Right, right. I mean, for example, if it says, talk about what would you like to do this coming weekend, and if somebody wants to watch the game and the other person wants to do something else, then we talk about the times of the days that you want to do this and he wants to do that, and then when are we going to get be together, go out to dinner or something like that. There is always ways that you can give your partner time that they can go with their friends or by themselves, and you can do the same thing, and then get together at the end of the day or in the morning or whenever it's convenient and it works for both of you. So this way it's no pressure, it's not uh, there is a trust that everything is going to be good, and you trust the other person that will go and does his own thing or her own thing, comes back, and you're together. It's a very beautiful way of being together and giving each other your personal spaces.
Absolutely. And I also wanted to mention you can actually schedule the time on your calendar each week, the time
Mhm.
of self care where you're just doing something for yourself. It could be a mindfulness practice. Maybe you want just to have the time to do the meditation, right? To journal on your own. And also schedule the time when you are doing something together. So there would be a balance of both.
Yeah, yeah. So there
All
is
right.
ways, and it just depends how do you want to do it, and by talking and
Exactly.
communicating, and that's it. That's the first key.
It's all about just exploring and, like using different techniques, using different tips, the way we were talking about it today, and also see maybe something comes up for you, right? And
Yeah.
you would love to know your thoughts. What do you think about personal space? Is it good? Is it bad? Again, it's okay to feel the way you feel because we are all different humans and we all experience the connection and the love differently. So if somebody says, "Oh no, personal space is not for me," that's totally fine. But we would
Yeah.
love to know. We would love to know
Yeah.
what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that? And how do you actually manage the time together? And if you manage the time apart? And what exactly do you do in these times? So let's just share and bounce off different ideas because we all grow in this together. And check out our links, connect with us, and see how you can uplift and expand your love life through manifestation or through some courses in love and relationship. All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Al. And
everybody.
everybody, see you on the next episode.